Hello and welcome to GC360. I'm Joby Peoples.
And I'm Cole Rogers. Coming up in the next half hour, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in Milledgeville.
And then an event devoted entirely to chocolate.
And later, a group of sports fans unlike any other.
Decision to move May's graduation ceremony from front campus to the Centennial Center has been prompted by vigorous objections from students. University President Steve Dorman sent out an email to students and faculty on Saturday announcing the change. The decision marked a reversal of a policy that Dr. Dorman had articulated to maintain the tradition of the front campus spring graduation. Dr. Dorman cited serious logistical problems with the front campus, including the downward slope, seating space, cost, and possibility of inclement weather. Within an hour of his email, social media was stirring with the upset from the student body. One student posted, "It doesn't seem right not having graduation on front campus. It's like our school's front yard and it has sentimental value." Another wrote the following, "I didn't wait 5 years to graduate to do it in the Centennial Center. Come on, GCSU." Many other posts expressed upset from students who did not feel that they were informed or that their opinions were considered before the decision was made. The social media posts multiplied throughout the day, and by Saturday evening, an online petition was created by SGA on behalf of the student body, urging President Dorman to reverse the decision to relocate graduation ceremonies. The petition notes a goal of 1,500 signatures and as of now has 1,034 signatures. President Dorman is aware of the objections and had this to say. "The changes of spring commencement will allow for improved opportunities and experiences for all involved. As we considered all of the factors and options, we determined that moving graduation indoors would allow students, their guests, and the university to make better plans for a memorable event." President Dorman also noted a set of new traditions that will come with the change, including a reception after each ceremony and a Friday evening front campus senior send-off with a live band, food, and special setting for photographs.
There are countless forms of art, but some are a bit more unconventional. One art form involving sand and Tibetan monks recently made an appearance in Milledgeville. GC360's Erica Granith has that story.
This work of art is made so that it can be destroyed. It compresses sand of different colors and will take 5 days to complete. Tibetan monks from the Drepung Loose-Linked Monastery in Atlanta are making the mandala. Loosely translated, mandala means center in Sanskrit.
Actually, in Tibetan we call it ginkgo.
The mandala is a religious symbol in Hinduism and Buddhism. It can be called many different things and be made with different materials.
And it's also known as the whole universe within it. And the most important part is to visualize the mandala in your mind and thought during the meditation. That's the most important thing.
Making a mandala is not simple. Every monk must get an invitation from a qualified master. After that, they go to a retreat for 3 months. Then, they have to memorize the mandala's exact pattern.
So, what they are creating over there has to be memorized. Each and every color and design detail were written in the text, which is written by Buddha himself nearly 2,500 years before.
These monks have been in the US since February. In mid-December, a new group of monks from their monastery in India will take their place here. They visited several universities, colleges, art galleries and music festivals.
Wherever we go, always met with friendly atmosphere.
The work they've done here is a part of their degree in Buddhism philosophy. 2 of these monks have already graduated from their monastery. The rest are going to continue their studies in India. All in all, their degree takes over 17 years to finish. The monks have 3 goals with their stay here.
1, to promote the human value. Secondly, religious harmony. And the third is to raise a fund during the tour to provide shelter and food and everything necessary for more than 3,000 monks in our monastery.
They worked on the mandala from 9 to 5 while in Milledgeville. They finished on Friday and held a ceremony at Allen's Market near the Georgia College campus. Throughout, meditation was as important as the work on the mandala.
Happiness is lying not within outside world but inside within you. So find happiness within you.
Shortly after finishing the mandala, the monks destroyed it. Some of the sand was distributed to the audience as a blessing to those attending the ceremony. The monks took the rest to the Akani River, where they poured it into the water. The intention is to spread the sand all over the world. Many who watch the ceremony also choose to pour their sand into the river. This is Erika Granat reporting.
The holidays are famous for being a time to sneak a few extra sweets and treats. But one Milledgeville museum took that to a new level. GC360's Benedict Esposito brings us more on this sweet event.
Chocolate. It's almost synonymous with the holidays. So synonymous that BuzzFeed has an article titled 23 Ways to Eat Nothing But Chocolate for the Holidays. Chocolate was the draw this past Sunday at Lockerly Arboretum. The Arboretum hosted a chocolate tasting event to raise money and awareness for Rose Hill, the antebellum house on the property that is now a museum. Originally built a residence in 1852, the house was a corporate retreat center before it became a museum. Lockerly Arboretum is a non-profit, open to the public as a garden and education center, yet it seems many don't know about it, which partly explains the chocolate tasting.
It is to raise some money, but at the same time I would say that community activity and community involvement, bring people in, have them spend an hour or 2 here, get to know us a little better.
So whose idea was it to have a chocolate tasting?
Mine.
Jan Flynn used to work for Nestle and is on the board of trustees at Lockerly.
In the early 90s, Nestle we were building a chocolate factory here in Milledgeville. And so one of the things we decided to do was a fundraiser called Chocolate Sunday, where Nestle provided all the chocolate and we had people who made desserts with all the chocolate and brought, and we sold tickets. It was a fundraiser for the university, the foundation. And we did it at the governor's mansion.
The success stuck with Flynn, and she suggested the idea of a chocolate tasting after the Arboretum's traditional reception fell through. For $20, visitors were treated to a table full of various desserts, with classic dishes like brownies, and not so classic. Ever heard of Italian chocolate ricotta squares? For the refreshments, guests could drink water or a bowl of punch. The guests could tour the house, decorated for Christmas by the local gardening clubs of Milledgeville. There was also a lecture on the history of Rose Hill. So what did some of the guests think of the chocolate?
Very good.
They're quite sweet.
I think the little ones where they have the pretzel on the bottom and the little pecan on top and the chocolate.
What about you?
I like the brownie.
For GC360, I'm Benedict Esposito.
News, sports, and entertainment is coming up.
After the break, Sugar Plum Fairies dance in your heads, and in Milledgeville, we'll be right back.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Last week, we told you about the scheduled execution of Robert Wayne Holsey, who was convicted of murdering Baldwin County Deputy Sheriff Will Robinson in 1995. His last appeal to the state Supreme Court was denied, and Holsey was executed by lethal injection on Tuesday night.
On a much happier note, at Georgia College, we know diligent studying and time in the classroom are very important for a good education. But some GC students recently traveled a long way from their classroom to learn even more. GC 360's Shayna Vinnick has the story.
A group of 19 nursing students and faculty members recently took part in a 2-week medical mission to Honduras.
Went to Honduras and we spent 2 weeks visiting numerous clinics in the Agalta Valley, which is in the district of Olancho in Honduras.
The group treated fungal and tropical diseases as well as allergies and asthma.
Undergraduate students assessed and helped the nurse practitioner students to diagnose and treat them with medications that were donated.
This is an experience that only a few nursing students have done during their time at Georgia College.
I think that having clinical or doing clinicals in Honduras especially allowed us to have hands-on experience that we probably wouldn't have.
Great advice is given to those who are interested in going from past students.
Friendly advice for any other nursing students who are interested in the trip is if you have the slightest desire to go.
Their experience led to new friendships, in some cases with people who they still keep in touch with.
We got to meet lots of people.
It's just interesting because they are so thankful for what they have and they are so appreciative of everything that we did for them. I remember one of our patients, we had never met her. She just came in for the first time and she gave us a hug and a kiss on the cheek.
From medical treatments to new friendships, this experience sounds like an all-around great trip. This is Shayna Vinnick reporting for GC 360.
The iconic ballet, The Nutcracker, brings to mind images of beautiful sets and grand theaters. But as a special gift to the community, this holiday season, Georgia College dancers took their rendition of the show somewhere much more intimate. GC 360's Kenzie Morgan has that story.
Last week, dancers from Georgia College's Nutcracker went to the Green Acres Nursing Home and Milledgeville's War Veterans Home to perform. Director Amelia Pelton believes it's important to bring dance to the community.
So we are always trying to take things out into the community in Milledgeville and beyond to bring the arts to the community. So plus we just really enjoy doing it, and it's great for the dancers. It's really good experience for them to dance somewhere besides the stage. A live performance is always nerve-wracking and just really good for their dance education.
This is the 18th year Georgia College has put on the Nutcracker. Dancer Mary Evelyn enjoys the experience of going to the nursing homes.
I think it's really great to bring dance outside of the studio to show that it doesn't have to be limited to a stage or a studio, but that we can bring it into the community for some people who might not be able to come out and watch it themselves.
Hunt plays the lead role of the Sugar Plum Fairy in this year's Nutcracker.
Sometimes I feel like I'm famous. Last night I went and performed at Central State Hospital and all the little kids were screaming and they were all excited that the ballerina was there. And a lot of little girls are all the time in awe at how many sparkles are on my tutu.
Dancer Megan Lieben enjoys the experience as well.
I like coming to the Veterans Home because it makes them feel really good and it puts a smile on their face and it gets them in the holiday spirit.
William Batson, an employee at the War Veterans Home, appreciates the dancers coming to perform.
They enjoy it very much, and I'm sure if we could get every one of them out there, they would love to come.
The dancers don't mind taking the time to travel to these homes to put a smile on the faces of their elders.
There is nothing better than making others happy with what makes me happy, and it's really exciting to share that. I get really excited for the show.
The Georgia College Nutcracker is in Russell Auditorium on December 12th at 7 p.m., Saturday, December 13th at 7 p.m., and Sunday, December 14th at 2 p.m. This is Kinsey Morgan reporting for GC 360.
Santa Claus is getting close to making his rounds, but here in Milledgeville, he already came. For the city's downtown, the first Friday of every month is a special day of events and deals. But the last first Friday of the year was an extra special one, complete with lights, cocoa, and of course, Old St. Nick. GC 360's Taylor Weldon got the story.
Bells were certainly ringing in the Christmas spirit this past weekend as downtown Milledgeville celebrated the first Friday of December. Whether you were there to get ahead on holiday shopping or simply to participate in some community fun, there was definitely something for everyone. As people walked the streets accompanied by Christmas music and the sounds of joyful chatter, endless cookies, hot chocolate, and cider were handed out to anyone looking to enjoy a sweet treat. If it wasn't free, it was certainly on sale. Many shops downtown decked out their storefronts in flashing lights and Christmas decor in order to reel in eager shoppers. The holiday deals offered were hard to pass up for many. Everyone has their favorite event or attraction.
I'm excited for the trolley rides this year. We have trolley rides going through town down to Central State Hospital where they also have decorations, so they're going to go there this year.
It wouldn't have been a Christmas celebration without a visit from Santa and his elves. The Kids Corner offered a number of holiday crafts and face painting as kids waited for their turn on Santa's lap. The Pilot Club tree lighting was a highlight of the evening, gathering many in front of the old courthouse to watch the giant Christmas tree suddenly illuminate in strings of multicolored lights. The crowd unanimously applauded as the tree was lit, celebrating the beginning of the season. As the lights brightened hundreds of joyous faces strolling through downtown, it was easy to see why Milledgeville was honored with a 2014 Great American Main Street Award from the National Trust for Historic Preservation. First Friday was certainly a successful evening and a beautiful picture of what this season is all about. Reporting for GC 360, this is Taylor Weldon.
When Georgia College students get up in the morning for class, we don't think twice about whatever clothes we're putting on. But for students who attended the college decades before us, this was not the case. GC 360's Sarah Ziegler takes us back one last time in this semester's final GC History Minute.
In the first years of what was then called Georgia Normal and Industrial College, students wore uniforms. According to the 1910 yearbook, the earliest uniforms consisted of an ankle-length brown skirt and a white long-sleeve shirt with a little brown tie. In the 1910s, there were a few uniform variations. These consisted of brown jackets to go over white shirts and white rather than brown skirts. Longer neckties were also an option. By the mid-1920s, the skirts shortened to calf length, but black tights were required with the shorter skirts. Guy Wells was president in the 30s, and one of his goals was to promote independence among students. Under his presidency in 1934, school uniforms became optional for the first time. While students did not necessarily wear uniforms anymore, their individual style was still considered conservative by today's standards. Many still wore long skirts and long sleeves. Since then, students have continued to express their individuality through their dress. In one of the last publications of the Spectrum Yearbook in 1988, we can see that the style had changed drastically since 1934. And looking back to the 80s, we can see how different things were compared with today. That's your Georgia College History Minute. I'm Sarah Ziegler.
After the break, Josh will be here with your sports news. He'll take us to meet a group considered by many to be the very heart and soul of GC school spirit. Don't go away.
Welcome to my block party. Glad you can make it.
The only triple doubles you get come with fries.
I can do this all day. Your moves are just gay.
Using gay to mean dumb or stupid, not cool. Not cool. Not in my house, not anywhere. It's not creative, it's offensive to gay people. And you're better than that.
Well, come on, man.
Hello and welcome to the last edition of GC 360 Sports this semester. It has been an honor and a privilege to bring you all the best sports action from your favorite teams in the Milledgeville area. Later on, we'll take a look inside the Georgia College School Spirit Organization, but first, I'll begin by talking about Georgia College sports. The Georgia College men's basketball team is currently riding a 4-game winning streak. The team hasn't lost since back on November 22nd when Clark Atlanta beat them in overtime 84-83. Their last 2 wins came on the road, first against the team that beat them in heartbreaking fashion. This time, the Bobcats beat the Clark Atlanta Panthers 76-63. Junior guard Ryan Blumenthal provided a spark of offense for the Cats, scoring 21 points off the bench to lead his team to victory. In their second contest, the Bobcats won in astonishing fashion against the Fort Valley State Wildcats. The Bobcats were down as many as 18 points in the second half, but the team clawed all the way back, tying the game at the end of regulation. Georgia College dominated the overtime period and won 76-68. Junior guard Terrell Harris led the charge with a game-high 20 points to seal the win for the Bobcats. In other Georgia College sports news, the GC women's basketball team bounced back from a 3-point deficit at halftime to beat Fort Valley State on the road 64-58. Shantiana Keys recorded her first double-double of the season, scoring 19 points and securing 10 rebounds. After Keys' performance against the Panthers, she has 156 total three-pointers in her career, putting her just one away from tying the number 4 spot on the all-time Georgia College list. The Georgia College Student Athletics Advisory Committee hosted its first ever holiday party as a fundraiser for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Student athletes raised over $800 for the cause, and as you can see, had some fun in the process. The event had all the things you look for in a holiday party: food, fellowship, dancing, and of course, plenty of tacky Christmas sweaters. Looks like a great time for a great cause. And now it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for: the announcement of this week's Stellar Standout. GC 360's Stellar Standout of the Week award goes to Ryan Blumenthal, number 25, a junior guard from Kennesaw, Georgia, who scored 21 points off the bench to boost his team to victory over Clark Atlanta University. In his last 2 outings, Blumenthal has scored 44 points. So congratulations, Ryan, on being the last Stellar Standout. Georgia College has some great athletic traditions, none of which would be possible without the support from the stands. And there's one area of the stands that's always full. GC 360's Mallory Stinson brings us this story.
You may know all about the sports teams at Georgia College, but do you know who supports them at every game? Members of the Thunder Crew come out to cheer on the Bobcats at all of their home games. But what exactly is Thunder Crew?
Thunder Crew is the official spirit group of Georgia College. We support Georgia College athletics in any way possible. That includes going to basketball games, going to soccer games, softball games, baseball games. Pretty much every single athletics that Georgia College provides, we try to go and support the Bobcats any way we can.
Thunder Crew has an executive board.
That's where the people who are like the really passionate fans, the ones that you see at every game, staying down in front. So whether you're at every game or not, you're part of Thunder Crew. That's our philosophy.
Thunder Crew encourages students to attend games and show their school spirit. Their dedication to maintaining high energy throughout the game draws sports lovers to the club.
As a freshman, I came to one of the basketball games, and there wasn't a huge crowd, but those who were here were passionate about it, and they just loved Georgia College so much. I was like, man, I just want to be down there with them, rocking and rolling, and just cheering on the Bobcats.
Tyler Kemp and Pat Gamble, who are two of our last presidents, they just reached out and said, just come out to these games, and if you want to stand with us, cheer out, put your heart right there. And from that, I joined, I worked my way up, I was president for a year and a half, and it was an incredible ride, and I loved every second of it.
Crew members don't simply cheer on their team. They incorporate fun activities to go along with the game day experience.
We like to have themes to different games, and one of them for today's game was the holiday edition where whoever was dressed up the most festive as judged by the fans, we gave them a $25 gift card to Zaxby's.
Themes are just one fun aspect of Thunder Crew. They are always accepting new members and promoting school spirit.
But you got a great college right here. We have an amazing team, amazing sports, so why drive 50, 100 miles out of your way instead of going right here?
It's the best way to get into your Georgia College pride, your Bobcat pride. There's no way you can beat it.
Make sure you don't miss out on the best game day atmosphere with Thunder Crew. I'm Mallory Stinson reporting for GC 360.
That's all I've got for sports this week here on GC 360. Thank you for watching all semester long. We'll see you after the break.
We finally bought a place.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
So at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save. How is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Welcome back to, sadly, our final show. With finals week coming to a close, I'm sure everyone is ready for a break.
Definitely looking forward to the break. We all know that the library is packed full with students, so for those who need a quiet place to study, check out the SAC, aka Magnolia Ballroom. The SAC will open at 8 a.m. and won't close until 3 a.m. every night. There will also be free Scantrons, number 2 pencils, and refreshments. What more could you ask for?
I will take advantage of that tonight for sure. So 2014 is coming to a close, and a brand new year is sure to bring new fashion trends. Our entertainment correspondent, Julia Ward, gives us a recap on fall fashion. Take a look.
As the leaves begin to change, so do our wardrobes. We look to the experts at New York Fashion Week to find out what's sweeping the runway this season. Elle's fashion experts rounded up the top must-have fashion trends for fall 2014. Up first is leather accents. Keyword, accents. Fight the urge to go Catwoman with this trend by investing in one quality piece. They suggest a leather jacket that you can wear over and over again. But if you're not the leather jacket type, purchase a dress or skirt. You can layer both pieces with t-shirts, sweaters, or cardigans for various looks. Here's what students at Georgia College think of the leather trend.
I'm really big on the leather accent trends. I think it's something really cool to dress up and just kind of make any outfit really fun.
Up next is prints and patterns. One of the biggest trends at New York Fashion Week is the use of print. There are two types of ways to wear prints. The fashion-forward way would be to layer and mix prints, but the more practical way to wear this trend would be to pair your print with a solid. The key to prints is to embrace them in moderation. Senior mass communication major Meredith Levan shows off her playful prints.
I love the whole prints and patterns trend. I think it's awesome. Back in high school, one of my favorite things to do before class and dressed up before school, I just love fashion, so I would always mix and match, my stripes and my polka dots and my stripes and my patterns.
Rounding off Elle's list at number 3 is the incorporation of nudes into your cosmetic bag. Nude nails, nude lips, and even nude eyes dominated much of the shows this year. This is one of the most budget-friendly ways to stay trendy, with a simple trip to the drugstore. As far as nude makeup goes, pick one area. If you're skipping the eyeliner, add some color to your lips and cheeks. If you go for a nude lip, make sure to wear mascara.
Well, funny you mentioned that, because yesterday I was in H&M in the Atlanta area, and they had a ton of like nude sweaters, like neutral color sweaters, but I also noticed that a lot of their makeup was like the nail polish, and I love the eyeshadow, and I actually bought myself a palette of eyeshadow.
And that concludes Elle's fashion-forward trends for this fall. This is Julia Ward reporting.
Well, Bobcats, that's all we've got for entertainment news. We've loved being your entertainment anchors.
We sure have. Back to the desk.
Thanks, ladies, for keeping us entertained this semester.
As always, we thank you, Milledgeville, for trusting us with your weekly news. And be sure to tune back in for more of your local news in January.
From all of us here at GC360, good luck on finals, and of course, happy holidays. I'm Cole Rogers.
And I'm Joby Peoples. Thanks for watching.